Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mark Rasdale, and it gives me great pleasure on behalf of DLA Piper in Ireland and internationally to share the stage with our global co-chair of our tech sector group, Mark O'Connor, and our great colleague, Hannah Smith, one of the key curators of the event this afternoon. We have held many tech summits over the years. This is the first that we've hosted in Dublin, and given the very positive, overwhelming, in fact, reaction that we have got to this event, and as you can see from this amazingly packed room, we suspect it may not be the last DLA Piper Tech Summit in Dublin. Hosting the Tech Summit in Dublin is something of a milestone for us, and doing so under the theme of pathways to growth, we think is quite fitting for a couple of reasons. One is, it's fitting because it reflects the very positive growth pathway that the DLA Piper business has had in Ireland since we opened our doors in 2019, something that our managing partner, David Carthy, will share some comments on over the next few moments. But it's also acknowledging the important position, we think, of Ireland internationally when it comes to both technology innovation, but also offering a very strategic place for international businesses and many of the clients in this room today to establish and to grow their operations from this jurisdiction. Ireland, of course, has a long-standing reputation as the island of saints and scholars, but we also have a history that's steeped in innovation and a determination to embrace positive opportunity and change. Ireland, in fact, is where George Boole invented the Boolean algebra, the basis for modern-day computer programming, and indeed, if that didn't happen, many of the conversations that will happen this afternoon just wouldn't come to pass. We're gathered, of course, in this amazing convention centre in the heart of what's dubbed the Silicon Docks, and again, that is reflective of the positive transformation that has happened in Ireland over the past number of decades, and many of the tech and other multinational businesses who have established and are proud to call Dublin and Ireland home. The noted poet and playwright William Butler Yeats said, "The world is full of magic things, patiently waiting for our senses to grow sharper." The rapid and remarkable advancements in technology, not least artificial intelligence, which we'll hear quite a lot about today, challenge all of us, I think, not to sit back on our laurels, but to embrace change and to grow. And so what we're going to do this afternoon is explore some of those pathways to growth, and we're going to hear a little bit more about the magic that the world of technology continues to offer to us all. Mark.
Thank you, Mark. Nice one. Well, look around the room. Look at the convening power of technology as a conversation starter. It's fantastic to have you all here. Let's talk tech. There's so much opportunity, isn't there? If you think for a moment, you read about clean tech. I read about battery systems that can draw power from the desert. You think about new threat vectors. And I'm thinking, for example, any Game of Thrones fans in here? Well, everyone, right? George R.R. Martin has a thing to say about whether or not his works were used to train certain large language models. You think about Geoffrey Hinton, the father of machine learning, who's gone in 2 to 3 years from amazement at the opportunity to now being a doomsayer. Last week's Bletchley Park activities obviously will come up in conversation during the course of the afternoon, I'm sure. And if you're following the news, you're following perhaps Amazon's $4 billion bet on Anthropic. But what are the new tech, what are the new opportunities that we're seeing? There's so much. 3D printed bones, hydrogen-powered planes, and even self-healing concrete, all pretty apposite right now. And they're not necessarily the stuff of magic, are they? They're the stuff of now and tomorrow's business. Now, in my opinion, there's never a speech where you can't find an opportunity to quote the late, great David Bowie, and I think this is one of them. 24 years ago, can't believe 24 years ago, Bowie said, "The relation between business and consumer is fundamentally shifting because of technology." Pretty prescient for his times. Certainly we know that acceleration of innovation is the new normal. We're all building back post-COVID and so forth. I think the opportunities in the tech sector are very clear. The question is who is capitalizing on those opportunities? And hopefully during the afternoon, we will discover some of the answers to those sorts of questions. The examples I've given are just scratching the surface, aren't they? There's much more to discuss today in this great city. just meeting here today to talk about technology, but doing something inherently human is rather fantastic. So we're really delighted you're all here. And we're all united by a common thread, aren't we? We're all users of tech. Some of us are vendors of tech, some advisors on tech. We're powered by tech. So that's our conversation for the afternoon. So to break it down in terms of what's about to happen, you're about to have an afternoon, I hope, of new thought, new insights, but also new challenges. And what we wanted to do in terms of what you go away with is for you to leave with a deeper sense of those opportunities, some of the solutions as well, but also set against the backdrop of the evolving regulatory, legal, and business environment. That's what we're going to try and do this afternoon. I'm very grateful to our Dublin colleagues, Mark, thank you so much, and your colleagues, David, who will be on the stage in a moment, but also Adele O'Kelly, Gavin Woods, Alice Duffy, without whom this would not be possible, but also the marketeers, the marketing professionals who make this look really smooth and happen. Thank you all so much. So let's keep focusing down. Let's focus down one more level. Let me introduce you to our MC for the afternoon, Hannah Smith.
Hello. Thank you so much, both of the Marks. Welcome, everyone. It's an honor to be here on stage today. As mentioned, I was closely involved in organizing this event together with some of my fantastic colleagues who are in the audience today, and it's a pleasure to see this event come to life.
So Hannah, what have we got in store?
We have an exciting program today, and there's actually something of interest to anyone in this room. First of all, we have a fantastic lineup of keynote speakers. We have Minister Simon Coveney, we have Mark Little, the journalist and entrepreneur, and we have a technical director, John Abel from Google. Then midway through the afternoon, attendees will be able to delve deeper into their area of interest. We'll have different breakout rooms, a breakout room focusing on corporate and tech M&A, and a breakout room focusing on digital transformation and cybersecurity. Additionally, we'll also have flash talks today. We'll have a flash talk focusing on the social impact that technology is having, and also a flash talk on space tech.
Great stuff. And that's not all, because we hope, if you're not too exhausted after all that, you'll join us for a small libation in the room next door, where we'll have an after keynote speaker, Professor Richard Susskind, who many of you know, who will talk about the future of business and the professions.
Absolutely, and that's one of the highlights I'm looking forward to. So without further ado, let's welcome on stage David Carthy, who will introduce our special guest, Simon Coveney.